generally are weaker. Constantly, they fall apart a little more easily. Maybe not so good. If you go dig around here in the dirt, you'll find more silicon than carbon, right? But here on Earth, we don't have silicon-based life. We have silicone, which is lively, but not alive. Okay, so it's silicon, I mean, maybe. Germanium-based life, I don't know. Tin-based life, maybe in The Wizard of Oz. Okay, so carbon might be a good bet. It doesn't really matter. If they can build a radio transmitter and they're silicon-based life, so what? I mean, that's okay. Does that tell you anything about what they might be like? Maybe. One thing you do know, they're smart enough to build a transmitter, so they have some sort of big brains. And the idea that we have evolved brains that are now 1.5 kilos inside, that's the size of our brain. They run at 25 watts, which is the same as the dim light in your hallway. You can tell your brother you're just a dim bulb. This is what we've done evolutionarily, but maybe in the future, we'll have not 1.5 kilo brains, maybe we'll have 3 kilo brains, and maybe then eventually 5 kilo brains. I mean, maybe. I don't think it's going to happen because women are already having trouble giving birth to babies as big as they are, and I think they'd go on strike if you made them bigger brain, but it's possible. It's possible, and a lot of people assume that's what's going to happen and that the aliens have big brains. Now, here's a history of our brain size over the last 3 million years. So our ancestors 3 million years ago had half kilo brains, and 1 million years ago they had 1 kilo brain, and today they have 1.5 kilo brains. Now that last half kilo is very important, because if you have a 1 kilo brain, you're a forest ape, and if you have 1.5 kilos, you can get tenure here at this college. So it makes a big difference, and you might think, well, okay, so that's what ET's like, just big brain. And essentially for the rest of this talk, I'm just going to suggest another possibility. This is a graph made by Hans Moravich, who's a professor of robotics at Carnegie Mellon Institute in Pittsburgh. And what he's done is he's plotted the amount of compute power you can buy for $1,000 ever since 1900. Those are the red dots. And obviously it's going up. And not only, it's going up exponentially. It's again doubling, every so many years. Now, this graph runs out in about 1997. So here we are, 2010 to 2011. And for $1,000, you can buy the compute power of a lizard or a mouse. That's what a $1,000 computer is. But the point is that by 2020, $1,000 will buy you the compute power of the person sitting next to you. Okay? There's very little doubt that this is going to happen. So by 2020, 2022, somewhere there, your laptop has the same compute power as a human brain. Now that doesn't mean it can think. That depends on the software. But there are lots of people that are working on